So in this video, I'm going to be going over with you guys about what are the 5 steps to creating a foolproof NCLEX or educational prep business. So go ahead and stay tuned, watch this to the very end, and we're going to get right into it. So essentially, I have been doing what I do, this whole NCLEX prep thing, since 2015, June of 2015 to be specific. That's when I started helping people to pass their boards. And the way it actually started was through a blog. So what that means is that I created like a website blog, and I wanted to just vent and talk about what I was experiencing as a nurse, like what nurse life is like. And so then what happened is that I started getting emails of people telling me like, oh my gosh, I've taken the test multiple times, haven't passed. I've been out of school for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, I haven't passed. And from there, once I kept on getting these emails, I realized that for me personally, I knew that God was calling me to help people pass their boards. And now, so it's been, several years later, and, we've been able to help more than 1,000 nurses to pass their exams and become nurses. And now we're working on helping people pass other exams, not just the NCLEX. So in this video, I feel that just to show you where I've come from and what I've done. And I hope that this video will inspire you, especially if you're thinking about it, but you're not certain what to do. So I want to go over with you what are 5 steps that you need to take that's foolproof, all right? I'm telling you it will work. That will help you to be able to grow your own business and be successful, all right? So let's get right into it. First one, number 1, is that you need to find or create your own audience. All right, so one of the biggest things that you probably will see, especially on social media, is when it comes to building any business. For building any business, they will tell you, products and go on social media and etc. But they may not always tell you about creating an audience. So the audience is what you really need in order for your business to be sustainable, for it to keep working over and over again. So you need to develop an audience. What I recommend is that you pick one first, all right? Start with one platform and then quickly do multiple. Once you figure out a system for one, then do a lot more. So when I say find or create an audience, you can use social media to draw people to you that will want to work with you. So this can be here on YouTube, right? Or on Facebook, or you can focus on TikTok or Instagram, whichever of these platforms, and it will depend on what type of exam it is that you are focusing if it's not the NCLEX. All right, so you're going to pick a platform, and that's how you're going to create an audience. This is the most important thing. Otherwise, you're not going to get them any sales. So it's okay to, for example, it's okay to post on other Facebook groups and tell people, hey, I teach the NCLEX, or hey, I teach whatever test that you teach. I want to help you, etc. It's okay to do that, but it should honestly, later down the road, it should honestly only be one way that you draw people to you, because it's not really your audience. So that's why you need to create your own audience. All right, so that's the first thing right there, is go ahead and choose one platform that you're going to market on. All right, so that's step 1. Then once you do that, then you're going to do step 2. Step 2 is you need to learn that test. Learn that test, learn that NCLEX exam, whatever test that you're going to be teaching. So what this means is that maybe you had to pass that exam X number of months ago or years ago or weeks ago, and you pass that test, right? Which is why you feel qualified to teach and make money doing that, right? But the thing you have to realize is that understanding a test from the perspective of a test taker versus the perspective of a business owner is two different things. Okay, so what you need to know as a test taker is not necessarily the same thing that you need to know as somebody that wants to sell products and services related to that test. So you should learn how the test is. You should be on top of any updates or changes with the test, what the questions look like, what the material is like, etc. You should absolutely know all that. But at the same time, though, you need to learn, what are the credentials behind the test? What type of, how does it vary from state to state? Are there significant changes? You need to know how does it influence when it comes to your students, like when they're coming to you, like how does it affect you as the one that's helping them to pass? So you need to learn the test itself in more detail. And so that's number two, all right? You don't have to, and I'll tell you this number two is something that's ongoing. You're never going to know everything, right? It's something that you're going to keep doing, for as long as you have the business, is learning the test, learning how it changes, updates, etc. So, like, for example, one thing I learned about the test, I didn't learn as a test taker, is specific states, what they allow, how many times they can take the test in specific states. You're not going to care about that if you are trying to pass your exam and you're in Florida, and then there's different requirements for California, right? So like I have to learn that for like all the states. So this is an example of what I mean. The third thing you need to know, so now that you understand how the test works, right? Don't spend too much time on that. Just know enough, that way you can teach people, right? But I'll tell you, I'm really committed to what I do. So it didn't take me until like a year before I felt confident in what I knew about the NCLEX. Then the third thing, now you're going to create your own products and services. Okay, so now you're going to take all this information that you learned, that you aware about the test, and now you're going to create your own products and services. So creating your products and services, it can be several different things, right? So it can be, you have books, right? The more you can create digital products, the better, because then you're not going to be limited by your time, So like digital products, classes, tutoring, courses, etc., all this type of stuff. So you can create all of this. You can start writing books on the test. If you could get one book in, that would be great, because that would give a lot of credibility to what you're doing and who you are, right? So books create authority. So if you could write a book, that would be very good. So books, digital products, you could plan to host your own class. And I would tell you too, everything I'm telling you, the 5 steps, you need to do it in the order that I'm telling you. Because if you do the books, and everything first for the audience, it's going to take some time before you make money. Okay, so because you have to create the audience first, right? So now you start with creating a book, and then you can have like courses or classes. I would recommend you do it like this. You do a book first, and then you do a class, and then you use the recordings from the class to create a course, and then you also do tutoring, right? That's if you're trying to do only this full time, right? So these are all the different things that you can do. So if you want to do that, right, books, digital products, classes, tutoring, courses, all that stuff, you have to pick a platform to do that on. So what that means is that you need to find a platform where you can house your products and services, and then people give money in exchange for them. So for example, you can use Gumroad, gumroad.com. I'll put my affiliate link below the video to put your courses on there. You can use Kajabi. Kajabi is more expensive, but it does have a lot of great advanced features, so you can scale a lot more quicker. Or you can start off really small with like Google Drive and put your products on there. But if you do Google Drive, you still need to set up a payment processor so people can pay and then get the products, right? So a payment processor would be like a Stripe account or a PayPal account or whatever. That way they can still pay you first, and then once they pay you, then you give them whatever it is that they paid for. All right. Also Shopify, that's another one too. You can put your products on there. These are so many different types you can use. Then after that, so now that you created your products and services, so now that you have learned, you created your audience, you learned the test, you create your products and services. Now what you do, number 4, you start teaching people how to pass this test for free on social media, right? So you start coming on social media, whatever that one platform that you chose, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and you start coming on there and start sharing valuable information, going over the material with them. If you can too, go over the material with your products that you made, right? So using your products and showing people, going over it that way, that would be very good too. All right. So going over your products, or sorry, not going over your products, going over the material using your products, or just teaching people for free. And then from there, you start to build know, like, and trust, and people start to ask you how they can get whatever your products are. Right. So that's number 4. The last thing, number 5, is now that you've done that, now lastly, you want to put it on automation. So now you want to do it where, okay, you're not spending so many hours every week, processing orders, teaching for free, creating an audience. Like now you have to put everything into automation, and you need to develop a system. So a system is like a funnel. A system is like essentially when people go from becoming aware all the way to becoming a customer and then following up with them. So you have to now create a full system, and the better you can make your systems, tight with no issues with each step, the more money you'll make and the faster you'll make it. So that's essentially the process. And I will tell you the system part is where people struggle the most. The system part, the creating the system, that's the part that takes people years to figure out. That's the part that takes people time to learn well enough to make substantial money. So, but once you do it though, and you could do it to the point where you're only spending a few hours a week. Hey, few hours a week, depending on what you want, right? Whatever your lifestyle is. Or if you want to do this full time and just work from your computer and work for yourself and not, work at bedside job anymore. Whatever it is, that you create a system though. So the system part, like I said, that part, it takes people time to learn that because it's experience. It's time consuming. Sometimes in order for people to learn the system quickly, that's where they get a mentor. That's where they ask somebody, show me the way, or they buy a course to show them how to do those things. Okay? So here's the thing I will offer you. If you want my help to create the system, right? So maybe you started or you haven't started and you realize you need some level of dedication or help. There's two options you can do, all right? The first option you can do is I have like a course. Actually, I have an on-demand review class that you can sign up for, all right? So you can do the on-demand review. If you check the link below, you can sign up through the link below and you can register and you go through it, everything. And that's where I teach you in detail and share my screen and break it down in detail how to create an NCLEX or educational business. So you can go through that whole course and really learn it very well by yourself. All right. So if you're especially if you're on a budget and you want to do it by yourself. So you can do that option, or the other option you can do is if you want me to do it with you, right? If you want me to do it with you, you're definitely going to succeed, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? And if I'm working with you, I'm going to be really working with you. So if you want to do that, then you can click below the video to book a one-on-one consultation with it will either be myself or one of my team members that will meet with you on the call and go over with you how I can help you to develop a completely foolproof automated NCLEX or test prep educational business. All right. So both of the links are below this video. So either the first one is you get my course, you do it all by yourself, or the second one is we work together one-on-one. All right. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you found this helpful, make sure you like, follow, share this video. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this. I hope that you will be inspired to do this. And I'll see you the next time. All right. Talk with you soon.